Hi, I am Dr. Henrik Norvald, and I've had the extraordinary privilege of writing some of the best cited scientific articles that describe what actually takes place when you do this simple act of placing your baby close to you in a carrier. What are the outcomes for your child and for you? And to cut a long story short, we find better social development, you improve your chances of breastfeeding, and also it supports a healthy hip development and reduces the risk of having flat back hip. So, with that knowledge in as my point of departure, I set out to study what are the links between baby carrying and motor development. And I actually had a profound shock because it turned out that the way we have considered what a carrier should be, supporting to the level of the ears, ideally up till about 6, 7, 8 months, it turns out that it actually does not work very well with the child's need for movement and also the motor development of the child. Why is that so? Well, it actually turns out that most children can hold their head from some as early as 1 month, others 2, 3, 4 months. And then what happens is the the development of the capacity to stabilize the torso or the upper body, it goes in a downwards progression vertebra by vertebra. And what the research is very clear about, we need to give the child the opportunity to have freedom of movement gradually in step with this downwards progression of trunk control, as they call it. So this is really sort of the novelty of the Moova carrier. It understands your child's motor development needs. And what's also interesting is that when the child reaches about 2, 3 months, it has the capacity to begin to reach out for objects in the surroundings. And when you have lowered the panel, you obviously give access for the child to reach out to things, investigate them with the hands, put them in the mouth, all these things. And it's really interesting that the greatest development of the fine motor skills happens in the first 6 months of your child's life. So this is really where you want to give your child freedom to reach out and explore and to use the muscles in the core, in the back, in the front, and in the neck to develop sitting balance. That's the first task for a baby is posture. Okay, so by this simple element of installing in a carrier a YKK ultra-lock zipper, we are able to regulate the panel at any time. So it matches your child's state of development, but it also matches your child's sort of immediate state. So at some point, your child will need to sleep, and you can simply just set the panel to support the head when your child's asleep. And when the child is awake again, you lower the panel, and there we have freedom of motion. You will not need the forward-facing position in the Moova carrier because your child will automatically rotate in the spine and in the neck and catch what's going on around you. And when your child has had enough, it simply comes back to the safe harbor of your bosom. And furthermore, we've also installed hand grips in the carrier so that your baby can act like the little monkey he or she also is. And we find they will do that for half an hour easily when you're walking, stabilizing themselves, and obviously stimulating their muscles in the arms and shoulders and neck. You can also suspend toys from these loops, which again, from around 2, 3 months would be very interesting for your child. The mounting and also, I mean, obviously the reverse taking out your baby is very simple in the Moova carrier because of these ultra-lock zippers. When you take your baby out, you simply lift like this. And conversely, when you want to place your baby, you have already mounted the carrier and you can simply place it top down. And then you zip up the panel to the desired height. Your baby is likely to be awake when you put your baby in. So you put it roughly around here, as you like. And then you're done. It's a very safe procedure. We made our material, we've deliberately picked an organic cotton. We've shied away from any synthetics because we don't think that should be your child's first encounter with the world. And to somebody who may be concerned about, will the child become warm if we don't have so-called breathable materials? Our experience is that because we have this adjustable panel, we actually see in practice that there's obviously no material on the back. That is the most breathable material that exists. And furthermore, your child will lean just a little bit backwards. So picture yourself on some Greek island, and you will see no material on the back, and then leaning a little away from you. That is absolutely the coolest carrier that you can get. So I suggest you give the Moova carrier a try. I think you and your child will find it extraordinarily comfortable and fun to be in.